welcome back to Aman's Unfiltered. This is Amanpreet Kalra, your host. And if you guys have been tuning in all these episodes, you know we're in the wedding edition. And today we have the people who literally get you guys piss drunk either on the dance floor or make your favorite drink by the bar. So I'm going to pass the mic around and let these amazing guys introduce themselves, and surprise, here they are.
Hello, I'm Vikram Arunagiri, founder of Gulp BKK.
Yay. That's all you have to say, Vikram, about yourself? I think there's more.
I think if you've gotten married in Thailand in the last 15 years, you either know me or you know my company for sure. So
100%.
you
It's a
can
good flex.
you can you can get the juicy goss from me later.
Okay, done. And you guys?
Sajan, co-owner Dr. Drunk.
Karan Bhala, co-owner Dr. Drunk.
Woohoo!
Yay! You guys are so lame. Like, I was expecting much more of an introduction. Okay, so how did Dr. Drunk come along? Like, what inspired you to be like, oh, did you guys get drunk one day and decided to be Dr. Drunk?
There was alcohol involved.
There was alcohol
I'm
involved.
sure.
So Sajan and I think even before he left to London for his further studies, wanted to do something along the lines of owning a bar.
Okay.
But when he was there, he started bartending.
Okay.
And I was here coordinating and doing events. And because of COVID, I think Sajan had to come back. And there was no capital involved then. And
Yeah,
we started it.
like making vlogs on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then people texted us, "Hey, do you do weddings?"
Yes.
Yes.
That's how it
That's
started.
it. Like
That's
the
how it
first,
started.
the first people who contacted us, we gave them such a ridiculous price because I texted
because
my
we didn't know
friend
how it
for
worked.
advice, and they were like, "If you're not getting paid well enough, don't even do it." So I was like, 10 crore rupees. And
No,
they very
yeah.
kindly told us to leave the facility. And so we did. And yeah,
Yeah.
since
I
then
think
it's
that's how we met too.
yeah,
In,
we
Yes.
in COVID. Like,
during COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I
came. We
saw-
came to see you
That
at
was
the office.
once more people have contacted us, and we thought like, oh, this may actually be something.
Yeah.
And then we were like, let's like look out for like mentors, people we can like, who've been in the industry, we can like try and learn
Talk
from.
to and learn
Yeah.
from. And
It was actually incredible. I think we were supposed to have like a 15-minute chat. It was like a 2-hour
Yeah, we were there
sat
for a
down.
while.
2-hour convo. So it was really like, yeah. And I mean, I don't remember if you remember this, but I told them like, dude, I see myself in you fully. Like, you guys have like the passion, the drive, the ideas. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I wish you could be part of my team, but I would love to support you in like any way
Yeah.
possible. But yeah, like, cause I fell in love with them just from their content, because at that time we were very poor at content. We still are, but like we were trying to create content, and I just like, who are these two like incredible kids? you know?
Right? Yeah.
Like super duper like story.
Wow, yeah, no.
Yeah, we were there for a while. A lot of things we discussed, like from events to bars to pricing to alcohol to everything, I think. And then Sajan and I left after
With
after
lots
a bit.
of notes.
With lots of notes.
Lots of notes.
And then got extremely drunk.
Yeah.
As you should.
Vikram is the type, hey, try this. Hey, try this. This just got here. You got to try this.
If you don't
And then
try,
the next thing you know, it's become a night out of it. Okay. I'm going to jump into the questions right away.
Okay.
Okay. So, Vic, you can answer first, and then you guys. Or if I want any other order, I'll just say out your name.
But we're happy with that order.
No. I know we have the say AI over here.
No.
But let's switch the ball around, okay? So what kind of bar packages or alcohol packages like clients usually go for in a wedding? Like, is it classy, curated, or like just give us everything you have?
I think, the honest truth is people are just incredibly not creative, right?
Right.
So they look at people's Instagram and Pinterest and blah, 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 and then they basically tell us to copy. Or they will see something that we've done, or maybe they've done, or, other people have done, and they want us to do it. So the sad reality of our industry today is pretty much every drink that I make, I'm sure these guys are making, and every drink they make, I'm sure we're making. Like,
Right.
the whole idea of craft is very, very difficult. I mean, boys, I'm sure you would back me up. Like, maybe even 1 in 10 will say, I'm willing to try something that, like we can make custom for you. When I started, we didn't even repeat drinks. We used to sit with the client and be like, what do you like? What's your drink preference? And when we say like this cocktail is for you, like we're doing a bride's cocktail, it was made for them, right? Today
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I saw this on Instagram. Like, can this be my bride's cocktail? It's like, yeah, well, 500 other brides have this.
So
That's their
original.
cocktail. But that's what they want. So sadly, like the craft element is, I find it incredibly challenging. So I would say Pinterest and Instagram have ruined a big
Yeah,
portion of
I'm sure.
our creativity. And then, like drinks it's like food, right? Like there's no proprietary, like
Right.
we have a drink that's incredibly popular that, we did 15 years ago, like mango sticky rice. They do it too, right? There's no such thing as mine or theirs or whatever, right?
Right.
Like the idea at a bar should be that you trust the guys who make it. You
yeah.
know, like I feel sometimes like you're going into a Chinese restaurant and then you want Western food. They come to me or they come to the boys and they're like, oh, like I saw this in Santorini. It's like, okay, it's in Thailand, like, oh, this drink looks good. It's like hot and warm. It's like, okay, in 45-degree heat, do you think that's a great idea? But because they see all they care about is what's grand.
อะไรดูสวยในรูป
Yeah, like they
so,
just everything is for the gram.
yeah.
You know?
For the gram.
What about you guys?
So I agree with what Pa Vikram said. I don't know how it was 10 years or 15 years ago. We just started 3 or 4 years ago. And since the time we've started, it's mostly been like that. We haven't had too many chances where our couples wanted to curate a drink from their own preferences or likes. Of course, we've had a few of these, like bounty cocktails or a certain few cotton candy based cocktails. But the majority of it, again, they come with a specific mindset. And no matter what we let them try, they, I think, know most times what they want prior to meeting us already.
Right.
So they will try the cocktails that they want to, which is great. It makes it easier for us also to curate to them. But again, the creativity part.
But what happens when you know what they want isn't really good? Like, how do you guys
Okay, well,
pivot that?
As like doing the bartending, let's say they come for a
Yeah.
tasting and stuff, right? And they plan ahead. They're like, oh, this couple really likes an espresso martini, or this couple really likes an old fashioned. And like you said, they're the same cocktails over and over again. These are the signature cocktails. I think tom yum, like kanya, mumwang, these are all like basically a signature
Yeah.
cocktail when you have events here. But you get to put your own spin on it. Espresso martini में tequila डाल दो instead of vodka. Carajillo बन जाता है. You got
Yeah.
this. You put, instead of a lot of Kahlua, you put a bit of triple sec. It adds an orange tinge to it, And this, you can find out more what they like, where they're from. This is the part where like it's fun in the kitchen of the bar or whatever. You get to curate. You take what's already there. You take something else from them,
Yeah.
and then you come up with something new. It doesn't have to be brand new. It's like tried and tested plus like a spin on it.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah.
All
But
right.
most times we'll try to give our opinions, and a lot of times they will agree to it. But the times that they don't, there's nothing we can actually do about it. At the end of the day, it's business. We have to curate to what they need.
And the worst part is when their wedding planners get involved and then start advising them, like not listening to us, but listening to them. And then it becomes even more chaotic because
Right.
when we give advice, we're not giving advice based on our flavor palette, right? Like, I don't know what any of
that's
you
true,
guys
that's
like to drink, but like, for me, espresso martini with an orange tint sounds delicious, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, some people might hate that, right? But we look at, if you're a great bartender, whether you're in a restaurant, you're in a wedding, or you're, in Khao Road, it should be operationally what's going to be really good, easy, so the customer experience is fantastic.
Yeah.
It should look good.
Yeah.
So like, some drinks may sound amazing, right? But they might look like vomit or they might
Yeah.
look like poop.
Yeah.
You don't want that, right? And then third, most important is balance, right? Like I always tell a client, like you need something refreshing, you need something sweet, you
Yeah.
need something sour. And then they'll say, no, but no one in my crowd,
Likes
like drinks
this,
sweet.
right,
It's like,
yeah.
bro, you invite 300
Yeah.
people or 800 people, there will be someone who will
Yeah.
want
Who
something
wants
sweet.
something
You
sweet?
can't
Yeah.
know exactly.
You can't know perfectly, right? Giving
That
someone like a
variety.
variety is important, right?
Yeah.
But then, you'll get these smart ass wedding planners will come like, yeah, but tequila is very in. So, we should have 5 tequila cocktails. It's like, bro, I don't tell you about flowers. Don't come and tell us about drinks.
It's like everyone is drinking tequila. What's happening? I am seeing everyone switching to tequila.
Kendall Jenner, she's the reason.
I think it's also just trying to show knowledge in the area, you know.
No, but also cocktails are so subjective,
Correct.
right? And you do need, at the end of the day, the goal is to keep the menu as universal as possible.
Correct.
Something for everybody is the goal because not everybody likes tequila, vodka, gin, whiskey. So we try to keep all spirits.
Yeah.
But also, like Pa Vikram mentioned, difference in a flavor palette, like some sweeter, some spicier,
Yeah.
maybe one more
I mean,
experimental.
that's-
And you gotta trust us. Like we're
Yeah.
there. We will not create a menu that is gonna take us a really long time to produce. We're not gonna create a menu that obviously tastes bad, right? And because at the end of the day, if I use Sargent and I'm really, really happy with Sargent and he's my guy, that's how the wedding industry works, right?
Yeah.
Like clients, planners, everybody, they're comfortable with their person, right? So I come to the bar and I'm like, yeah, great menu, bro. There's nothing sweet. I want something sweet. Now, can he make it? Of course. But is it going to be a massive pain in the ass? Yes. Because now he has to go and find everything and do something like ad hoc just for me. But if the menu was done properly from the beginning, you don't
Yeah.
have that problem.
You
Hey,
don't
you
have
want
the
something sweet, bro?
problem.
Try this. Amazing.
Okay. So in a wedding, who actually decides the menu or who picks the bottles? Is it the bride and groom or the dads?
I think it's a mix of everybody.
Yeah.
It's also a longer process. Like
At the
apart
end,
from
people who pay gets the highest amount
Yeah.
of like.
Like,
So that's the
Yeah,
dads.
because apart from what you want, at the end of the day, it's also very economical. You have a certain budget that you want to fit everything into. So
Yeah.
no matter, even if you want like 30 different cocktails and 40 different brands of spirits, at the end of the day, you do put budget into accounts, but it's a long process. It takes like a few months
Yeah.
to decide all the
I can tell
cocktails
you
and all the
when I
booze.
did it, it was amazing. Like 15 years ago, I sat down with bride's dad, groom's dad. Everything was done in 22 minutes. That's why we could do 100 over weddings because there was no opinion, no Pinterest, no Instagram, no
brand new, right?
no yeah, there was nothing. Like and uncle,
nothing,
trust me. Okay, beta, you do it.
You do it.
Khalas.
Chop.
Today, I mean,
Today we
just open one of your chat groups. There's probably 7-8 people in that chat. I guarantee you. Like we can open, me and him can just open one wedding booze chat. We'll have at least 8 people, not including organizers. Then like all the add-on and the add-ons, right? So the decision
making process becomes much longer.
and the boys are right, right?
Absolutely.
I think after COVID, money has become a bigger topic. Like when I used to do it, we would have a client and we would know how much they would spend. Nobody would come to us and say, hey, like for booze, we have a 300,000 baht budget and for bartenders, we can't really go over like 50,000 or whatever. We know like, okay, like this family, we've done 7 of their weddings before, they're going to spend like this ballpark. Now kids, they come and they know they're very cautious. Because I think a lot of parents also are more open with their children to be like, hey,
Yes,
listen,
yes.
you have this much money. If you spend it all on your wedding, like
that's on you.
That's
that's
it.
on
That's
you.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they come back and think, well, like if I change the brand or I don't have like I don't know if you guys have had this issue, but like nowadays they before it was like every event that had booze, we would be involved. Now they cut events.
Ah. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, I just want you for the evening.
Yeah,
Like
there's
lunches, I don't
sangeet,
yeah.
and then the next day is reception
Correct.
kind
Correct.
of vibe. Yeah.
And the hotel can do the welcome lunches,
Which is
or the
like just
welcome
beer and
dinners.
wine,
Correct,
like
correct.
we don't want spirits. Like before we were doing, we've done breakfasts. Like if a bottle of alcohol was touched, we were involved. But now I think
the bottles being passed around a lot, like a lot of people taking care of a lot of stocks.
Yeah.
It does kind of make us nervous also. But
Yeah,
like,
because then if it goes missing, obviously who do they point their finger
Yeah.
at, right? But
Yeah.
but I think like that decision process now, the power is a lot more with the bride and groom, and I think kids these days also have a lot more power over their parents. Like when I
Yeah.
got married, it was still like my mom-in-law
Yeah,
and
yeah.
father-in-law had a lot of say. Like
Absolutely.
nowadays, you guys. The other day we met and you just meet the bride and groom. You don't even know who the parents are sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, for
Sure.
sure. I mean, times change, people's change.
Yeah.
They're not as involved.
But they'll be more involved when it comes to the payment
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and the negotiation.
Then they're like 6 cocktails is too much, 4 is enough. I'm like, oh, yeah,
But the best part is always fun to see them swipe their credit cards.
Well,
But I like
ours is-
receiving it.
I like receiving
payment
cash.
received.
Cash.
It has been.
Briefcase.
Reason unknown.
Or came back like credit card.
Yeah.
So what's the most ordered drinks in weddings?
What, cocktail wise or like
or
beer?
spirit, whatever.
Most ordered. But you've been around.
It's so
You-
subjective.
let us
I don't
know.
know
Yeah.
because
Why don't we do? You guys do.
I know the correct answer to this.
Okay, don't do hard drinks. That's too easy. He's already answered. Do cocktail, do like spirit,
Okay.
right? And then we'll see. There's probably a third one.
I think a classic margarita or picante has become very
Even among the
odd.
men?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amongst
Really? Wow.
I mean,
That's a sudden change of palate.
That's good. You know, like I
Yeah.
think men should change the way they look at cocktails, especially like if you're older men. I don't understand why it feels like it reflects their masculinity if they drink a
No.
cocktail. But
I think that so ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
People
We
think
always
that like
have-
if you drink a cocktail, you're feminine.
like
It's
you like a pretty
Yeah.
girl, but you can't like a pretty glass. You know, why you
Yeah, we
have-
always have this where once a cocktail is selected, there will be a comment that says, "Yeah, लड़कियों को ये बहुत पसंद
Yeah,
आएगा."
like,
लड़कियों को.
yeah, they say that a lot.
2025, homie.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
wake up.
god.
Yeah, and then it'll
और
be that
मर्दों को
guy.
क्या चाहिए?
But it'll be
Yeah.
that guy that will come and be like, try this pina colada
Yeah.
pink, very nice.
Very
You know? Yeah, same dude.
It takes a few glasses,
Yeah.
but then they're like,
Yeah.
because deep
You
down
know?
inside, they already really like
Yeah.
it, you
Yeah,
know?
it's just that they can't
Yeah.
admit it in front of us.
Masculinity.
Yeah.
We've had some guests come in, so we served them like a cocktail in like a daiquiri glass. It was pink
Yeah,
glass, and
like-
they're like, "Can you
Yeah.
just change
Put
this
in a
into
rock glass. I'm like, why?
I was like, "Sure."
Like, flavor's not gonna change, uncle.
if that helps, but okay.
I can't hold this glass besides like
We have clients who drink champagne in wine glasses for the same reason.
Really?
They literally think, oh, if you drink champagne in a flute, it's feminine. But if I drink it in a white wine glass, it at least looks like white
I think
wine.
that's why they now do the Gatsby thing.
Yeah.
The coupe.
The coupe, yeah.
Okay, so cocktail, we say margarita.
Picante.
Spirit?
These
I
are the classic
think
ones. I'd
Spirit,
say.
just by the quantity, yeah, it's always been whiskey in my so far experience. Like, because the boys do end up drinking the most, and they do end up like whiskey. And,
Whiskey and tequila.
and like every time there's some sort of like single malt.
Hmm.
I don't know why they sell so well when you've got like so many great options also with it. But yeah.
okay. I have a follow-up question to
Alright,
this.
yeah, for sure.
So, what's the worst alcohol or bottle people still buy?
Oh, wow.
The worst alcohol.
Like what we think is the worst or
Yeah,
actually
and
is
that
the
people
worst?
are actually still buying.
Okay, let me think for they.
ป้าบอกกูพูดไม่ได้กูขาย
ปะ
อยู่
พูดไม่ออก
Yeah, exactly. Who am I going to throw under the bus? Whose brand did I annoy today?
Yeah.
Paza, I just sold 4 of those today.
That's good. That's a good
That's a
question.
good question.
Question.
Let's be fair. Like I think alcohol in general is kind of like overpriced, overmarketed. Like even the brands we may conceive as good brands are sometimes not as good as like slightly cheaper brands, right?
So, what are they?
So this you should ask ChatGPT. I think they'll have some like good.
Oh my god, you
Oh, wow,
guys.
Victor.
This is not allowed on my show. It's unfiltered for a
This is,
reason.
I
don't
would
know,
say
man.
it's crazy that people still drink tequila rose. You know, like
Oh.
these like
Okay.
overly sugared.
yeah.
You know,
Right.
when everyone in the world knows these, like
Yeah.
alcohol's not good for you. Let's just be real,
yeah.
right? Like
Coming
and
from
then-
the bartenders
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the
it
vendors.
like
There are occasions for it.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when you
really-
hire us.
Yeah,
Dr.
exactly.
Drunk.
You know, from Dr. Drunk supplied by Gulp is great. You know, but realistically,
Apart from that.
yeah, realistically, like these overly sugary like drinks,
Jaeger.
I-
People go crazy for Jaeger.
I don't like Jaeger because it just turns them into monsters, and then they
Yeah.
just
Oh.
they're unbearable to deal
It
with.
hurts you for like
I have
days
a
ahead.
follow-up question for
But
this
Jaeger's,
It binds to
Jaeger
you.
sells like crazy,
Crazy.
though.
It does.
Especially the Delhi crowd.
Oh,
Delhi.
dude.
They drink it like water.
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Yeah.
They can do so much Jaeger, and they don't want any Red Bull involved
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
So
Pure,
sweet.
pure.
Yeah.
So sweet.
And you know what's the more fucked up part about this? It's the women, like the Delhi lines. Women, you can see them drinking it off the bottle. They love it in
No, but
India.
And they're also closet puking in the bathroom.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
But
I
yeah,
don't think they're closet anymore. like
Straight
state
up.
se le jaakar bathroom tak.
Yeah, straight
no,
up
no.
bathroom.
Ye-
like-
Jaeger's
They
good.
walk out of the bathroom like a fresh queen. Like
I've seen these videos.
and then
of
you're
it.
like,
Yeah.
hey, hit this spot.
I've seen these videos on Instagram going viral. It's where the anchor brings out a bottle of Jaeger, and then he get holds of people from the groom
Oh,
side
they
and the
have the
bride side,
competition to drink.
and it's a competition of who finishes
Who
the
finished
bottle first.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
that is crazy.
Let-
And
let-
sometimes
we'll
I'm-
answer this question closely. That is the worst thing that you
Yeah.
can drink at a wedding.
Okay.
Getting the bride and groom side to compete
Yeah.
over
Oh my
a
God.
bottle.
Finishing about Jaeger.
So we've determined that Jägermeister is the worst
Problematic.
alcohol that people are still
or
buying today.
Worst? Sure.
Sure.
Problematic.
It brings out the worst in
It
you.
brings out the worst.
What's the best alcohol that people are still not buying today?
Oh, so many different things, bro. Like,
The problem with our business is there's just such a lack of knowledge with spirits, right? Like, okay, we love what we do. So we are immersed in a world where we get to try incredible products made by incredible people. And then when somebody comes and it's like, oh yeah, I don't mind using a Jose Cuervo or my I love you, Jose Cuervo. But like when they say they want to use, like that, or they're like, okay, I can use like a basic gin or whatever, and then you tell them like, look, for the same price, if not cheaper, we have all these great craft products, and the first thing they say is like, yeah, but that doesn't make me look boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like if a client comes and like we are a huge advocate for going local, right? Like use
Yeah.
Thai rum, use Thai gin. We represent 6 amazing gins, we help people interact with the owners. We Isan rum, like, what a fantastic story, what a fantastic like product. But when I go and show that, somebody would rather buy Bacardi, which is,
Oh, yeah.
like it's just everything about it is artificial. And I tell this guy like, this is like such a better product, and they just don't. So I think overall, in almost in every category of spirits that they buy, they always just buy like a big brand.
Okay.
They never want to take a risk or want to be different or even give.
I mean, they're paying a lot of money for like
show.
To show off, kind of. It's a dikhava, right? The whole thing, like from the car you get for Bharat to the toll guy accepting people in front of the hotel
Yeah.
to the ridiculous floral arrangement
Yeah.
sometimes. It's the whole show, right? So they try
Yeah,
to
it's
contain-
all the
It's a show.
showish.
It's a big.
Yeah.
Indian weddings are crazy. They're like mini festivals mixed with like these rituals, mixed with like culture, and there's so much going on in 3 days. And you've got like 10 stages. You've got like you do. You got like 10.
It's a
different
mini
booths.
Coachella.
It is a mini Coachella. It's tiring as hell. You drink as much as you would. Nowadays, there's as much drugs involved.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Oh yes,
That's
I
not a
interviewed
shy thing either,
So I interviewed the planners, right? And they were like, people actually think we are mama sons. They're guests asking us, where can I buy this
Yeah,
drug?
they're
Where
like-
can I buy that
Yeah.
drug? And we are like, dude, that's not our job.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy
Yeah.
how drugs are becoming more and more and
But
more.
that's also Thailand, right? Like that's the sad reality of why so many people want
to do it here.
is that,
Yeah, because
you
it's
know,
so readily available.
Yeah, and people think it's because it's like it's cheap or whatever. It's like no, it's not.
No.
It's because you can basically get everything that you want
Yeah,
delivered to
exactly.
your
You're
doorstep.
also booking an entire hotel. There's chances of people coming into stopping and doing stuff is very low.
Yeah.
Almost none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the fun stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Thought the drugs were the fun stuff.
Yeah, no. So, what's the wildest drunk guest story you've ever experienced? You gotta give me juicy stuff, okay?
I
I'm
did-
going
I did
to.
the story in my head, so it doesn't affect anybody. So many. Personally, myself. I've done
Share
some
that
stupid
story.
things.
No, I want a guest at a wedding. Like, what's the wildest drunk story you've ever?
Oh, I have one.
Tell me, Karan.
So one of the times, this was a wedding in Bangkok. This was around midnight or 1 a.m. And we had one of the guests, they were a little bit of age. They couldn't walk.
Okay.
They've been there for a while. They were just...
They couldn't walk because they were drunk, or
No, because they couldn't walk.
Okay.
Because they were...
Of
okay.
age.
yeah,
Okay.
they couldn't walk. They've...
bad काम नहीं कर रहे थे.
Huh.
Carry on.
Okay.
And we had this one really drunk guest who at around 1 a.m. met with the guest. And then...
Oh no. Where's this going?
and then took a good 30 minutes trying to convince them that they could walk.
Oh my God! No way.
But no, they were handicapped. They were disabled.
Oh,
They do walk though.
But no, they don't. And the guest was very certain that he could persuade the guest to walk. And at a point, he held the guest and he tried to make them walk. And everybody around them was just so flabbergasted. And then people had to intervene and stop the guest that, hey, it's not like
It wasn't an ill-intended guest.
Yeah,
He just
it-
believed that he could make this guy walk from sheer willpower. So that's what alcohol does anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but it was
Wow.
Yeah.
that
कहीं ना कहीं एक भगवान गुजर
हाँ,
गए।
Yeah,
like-
he's like,
मगर आधा घंटा और दे दो शायद चल भी लेते वो
yeah. उससे दूर जाने के लिए उठ के चले जाते।
but yeah, that was insane, and
Wow.
people had to intervene and be like, hey, it's not like they got injured yesterday, they haven't been walking for the last 6 years.
I get it, of course. It's
yeah, that
oh
was
my
just-
goodness.
Yeah.
Hard
Try to
watch.
top that.
Yeah,
I think
Sachin.
that was one of the times that
My favorite, I think, is it's gonna make me sound like a bad guy now.
It's fine.
There was this kid and this uncle.
A kid and an uncle.
Okay, they were involved. A kid was like I said, like almost 20, and the uncle was
He's not a kid anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
Okay, a
what are you,
20-year-old is not a kid.
there was
compared to the uncle.
a teenage. What do you call it? 20-year-old.
A 20-year-old
There's
is
a
a
20-year-old.
grown-ass adult.
A tween.
No.
Really adult. I'm 28. I don't feel adult. So okay, there was this 20-year-old kid and an uncle. I think at least 50 to 60.
Okay.
Now the uncle was being slightly inappropriate through the evening, right? Were you there? Why'd you make that face?
What do you mean by inappropriate?
You know exactly what
know
we mean
Oh
by
my
He
god.
was just looking around a lot. And were you there?
Oh my god, is this the guy who got smacked in the
Yes! Yes! Oh
Where?
no!
This uncle.
Yo, you guys better not make sure that they
Yeah, the
don't.
name
Yeah.
Oh
don't come
no.
out. Okay.
No, we do not say name.
So-
This uncle goes up to this kid and whams his ass.
And the kid whams him right
What?
back.
In a second, yeah.
In a like he
takes him a
got hit
second
by the uncle because he was taking the uncle out of the hall, right? The uncle slapped him, so he slapped the uncle back, and the uncle like just went down on the floor.
Oh my god.
And the night ended with him like being taken away by security. But like
Who, the kid or the uncle?
The uncle.
Oh,
But it didn't end there. It was a good 20-30 minutes more of the parents of the kid coming out and wanting to
take revenge on
escalate
it,
the
yeah.
situation.
I
but
missed the punch and the slap. Garen was right there.
I was there. I there was nothing I could do except
Laugh.
watch.
record on your
But- no.
Instagram.
No, because it was
you can give it to me for reference purposes.
No, the only thing is I didn't have my phone out because that was the last thing I would have expected.
Yeah.
Because everything was so calm, people were getting food, people were getting
It was a
drink,
great night. Like everything was really fun.
and it took 3 seconds for that to happen. I and they saw me that I was there, but at this point I couldn't even hide. So it was like I just stood there like, oh shit, it is what it is. And
Which coordinator was at this wedding?
I don't remember.
No,
Show
you
me
can't.
the
You can't. You can't.
Yeah, I
you
don't think
can't.
I don't think I
No,
No,
wanna
because you
mention
know
the-
what? No, because the coordinators mentioned the story as well on my show about a
really?
boy getting his.
Don't fall for this trap.
Yeah,
She's
no,
trying-
no,
she's
no,
trying
I
to-
get-
She's trying to get you to spill.
No,
the
I don't
beans.
remember me being there specifically, but yeah, I
Okay.
yeah.
That's how I knew because it came up in
No,
one
but
of the
I'm sure
episodes.
you also know
the
because
great
it's
wines.
a small community and you'll
So
find out
fun.
regardless.
It's
you don't have
like
to be you don't have to be in the
ZTV,
wedding
Z
planning
News.
industry to know this.
It's
Yeah.
like a festival. It's got to go down a bit, you know.
Vic, I need to hear a story from you.
Man.
Where do I begin?
Yeah. Like,
Where do you begin? Was drunk?
I've got okay because we're gonna be pressed for time, so I'll let you choose.
No.
So I've got
We're not pressed for time. We're good.
I've got some epic vomiting stories,
Oh,
like
nice.
epic. I've got some incredibly inappropriate actions taken by brides and grooms.
Let's go.
Wow.
And
Press two for-
I've got incredibly inappropriate actions taken by vendors and artists. So
Oh wow.
you can pick one. I'll tell you.
Number two. Option
I like 2 and 3.
two. I like two.
Okay, so
Okay.
so brides and grooms. Obviously, there's an infamous story that I've told on many platforms
Occasions.
like this. that
So
we-
it's not exclusive. Are you okay with that?
No.
But it's a great story because
Okay,
it's a
please tell
runaway.
me.
It's a runaway bride.
Oh wow.
I need to know the story. Oh my God. I
So
love runaway
basically-
stories.
Basically, we had a client. It was, like a wedding in Bangkok. They're not from here. And from the first day, the bride had this guy who kept following her around, like like best friend. And then, when they started drinking, we are like, like that's close, right? Like, that's nice.
Okay.
Really
That-
best
that-
friend right
that she
there.
really, like, it's like, and then, I'd be like, I don't know. I have really good friends who are girls, but I don't think I would be.
That?
Yeah, like my hands wouldn't be up there lengas and things like that. But like whatever. Like
Oh.
it was
When they said they were
close.
closed, that wasn't what I thought they meant.
it was a new it was a new world, right?
Yeah.
So the next day we come in and we find out that the client was like giving the organizer like hell, and we're like, what happened? And he's like, they want to change the bride's shadow, and we're like, why? Like
saw too much.
what's the issue? And she's like, no, it just needs to change. It needs to be the puaji. So the puaji now has to move into the bride's room. And we were like, okay, that's strange. And then we said, yeah, but is the puaji gonna, feed the bride and do all of this stuff? Like, yeah, she'll do all that. And then we managed to convince him that, like, listen, having a family member is great, but you do need support from the organizer, right? Like, and you guys don't speak Thai, so like, what are you gonna do when you need
Yeah.
issues?
Trying to run around like that all the time as well.
So then, like the day goes by, no problem. And then suddenly at 6 p.m., 5 p.m., we get a message from the shadow like, guys, she's gone. So we thought like, dead. Like what happened? So, the organizer calls, then, I get a call and he's like, dude, shut down the hotel. I'm like, we can't, like, this is not, bro, it's Thailand, like it's a big hotel. You don't own it, and he's like, the bride's gone missing. And I was like, what do you mean the bride's gone missing? Like, where could she have gone? Can't find her, doesn't pick up her phone. She basically told the aunt and the shadow to like have tea. She had ordered tea for them. So they went into the room to have tea and there was a doorbell. She's like, I'll get it. And then boom, she just bounced.
Vanished.
She just vanished.
So what happened? Do you know
So
where
we
she...
took her photo. We went to all the cab guys, like we had to call Lumpini police station. And it was like 2.5 hours and we couldn't find her. And then one of the guys in our group at that time was like, if I was going to run away or have a romantic time with a girl at Marriott Marquis, where would it be?
Let me think. Which Marriott Marquis?
This is Marriott Marquis.
Queensland.
Yeah, the Queen's Park, right? So it's the 7th floor pool because that's the pool nobody uses, right? So he's like, I'm going to go look there. We're like, whatever, bro. Like we've looked everywhere. The hotel has said they can't find her, whatever. Dude, they go to the 7th floor pool in a corner somewhere. These two, like, they weren't doing anything, but like obviously heavily intoxicated. And then, like it was so tense because, we had to keep this incident from the groom's family and blah, blah, blah. And then the reception was a sit down dinner at, that Marriott Marquis Hall is like massive, right?
Yeah.
This guy who was obviously we found out like her best friend, in quotation marks, was sat in the table right at the end. So it was my bar and I could look, right? He was literally at the complete end of the hall.
Far as possible.
And then he keeps coming and he's having more drinks. And then, like at one point I tell my bar guys, like, dude, we got to cut this guy off because he's got tendencies to go wild, right? And then he's like, no, like, he was like a gentle dude, like he was not super aggressive or whatever. But he's like, no, I'm performing, so like, I'm just a bit nervous. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, like, okay, have another shot, right?
Yeah.
So what I didn't know was that nobody knew he was performing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
except him and the DJ. So they had 10 or 12 family acts and he was the 13th and he didn't tell anyone. And then suddenly he's on the side of the stage. The dad is like, if you could see a cartoon, right? His whole head is on fire. He could have broken the chair, okay? And you can't stop.
Yeah.
Like, how can you stop? It's like the production was huge, right? It's a massive stage and he's on the side.
What did he do?
So he played a song that I'm not very good with Hindi music or whatever, but the DJ, when he saw it, was like, are you sure I have to play this song? And I said, it's apparently, the song All of Me by John Legend? Yeah. So it's apparently like the Hindi equivalent of that, like an absolute dedicating love song. So this guy had roses in his hand. He comes to the middle of the stage after I've given him like 8 shots of tequila.
You
Because he
gave
said
him-
he was nervous. I mean, how did I know
He
that?
was going to do it. The flowers were prepared.
Right.
Oh my God.
And he starts throwing flowers at her and singing to her.
You were the courage behind his act.
Wow.
They
got married?
Was
What happened?
dude, happily married.
Who?
Like
The flower boy.
no,
Clearly the
yeah.
groom.
The couple.
The-
So what happened to the best friend? Just
He was the one dancing.
The dad, I think, just basically told her like, if you ever want to live the life that you live, like,
Gotta cut him off.
You chuck this guy out, and then she ended up moving like very far away from where this guy was. But like we bumped into them 3 years ago or something. This was like almost 8 years ago. So we bumped them 3 years ago. Like super, like happy, like as if we didn't. And like we're like, oh, amazing. 'Cause we can't react too, right?
Correct.
yeah.
And then I'll tell you a quick one. We had one in Phuket. So this was incredible because there was a girl and she would always come looking messy. Like at weddings, women
dress up
are
and this, yeah.
ultra OTT, right?
Right.
And she would always be like, her hair is like a little like messy or whatever,
A quickie?
and then would be heavily drinking, like heavy, right? Like I think it was like vodka on the rocks, kind of like that. Really like and I was like, lady, like whatever demon you need to tame, like this is not the place to do it,
church at the bar.
And then as a joke at that time. We had 2 Swedish bartenders part of our team, right? And it was the best because they'd never seen Indian weddings, so every wedding they were just like blown away, right? So they come up to me and they're like, "Man, Indians are just so cool, man!" Like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, why?" And he's like, "Dude, the groom just can like hook up with anyone one day before the wedding, and everyone's like awesome with it, and then the
damn.
bride's just like dancing with her." And I was like, "Whoa, what? Like what?
That
what?"
messy hair girl.
So the messy hair girl, like they would basically, the bride and groom would do an entrance. The groom would then go to the bathroom, and they saw my bartender was going to get booze, and saw them like in the corner, like doing the deed. And then she would then come back, drink, and then go and dance with the bride. Because she was part of the bride's like crew.
At least now we know why her hair was always messy, though.
Exactly. Because I was like, oh, why is her hair messy? And then the other guy was like, well, why'd you think? And I was like,
I just told
I
her.
don't know. Maybe her blow dryer broke. Like, I don't
No.
just safely assume she's sleeping with the groom.
Right.
She's sleeping with
You know
someone.
what I mean? Like,
Either or.
No, but she's sleeping with someone. It's a quickie every now and then.
The next one was the best. So we had this wedding in Phuket. I couldn't go because I had another wedding in Bali. And they'd already done 1.5 days, right? So I called the client and I said, which is a very bad habit of mine, I shouldn't have called him. So I was just like, hey, is everything okay? And of course, his first line was, well, if you were here, like it would make a difference. And I was like, well, I mean, how? Okay, fine. So then I called my staff and I'm like, listen, he made this comment. Have you guys done anything? Like, have you messed anything up? Whatever. They're like, no, everything is going fine. It's super. It's good. They really want you here. I said, okay, fine. There's a crazy flight. It leaves Bali at 5 in the morning, and then you arrive Phuket at like 7, 8 a.m. Right? So I take that flight. I manage to sleep. I come to the wedding, and the bride comes up to me. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe like you came. Whatever. I've been looking for you. Like everybody's stopping me from drinking. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay." I don't know why you think I'm gonna be the one that's gonna let you drink more.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So sangeet starts, everything's good, blah blah blah. She's like, Vic, come with me. I need you to hook up like half Jaeger, half soda, half Red Bull.
We already know it's going somewhere bad because
And
of
I,
Jaeger, right?
and then I said, darling, like you're the bride, like it's kind of like 8:30.
Hold your shit.
Like I don't think this is the time to be having half Jaeger,
Jaeger
and like this
also.
is like in a tall glass. Yeah, it's not a shot. Like she wants like a tall glass, half Jaeger,
It's like a Long Island tea glass.
Yeah.
Holy.
half, and then it's basically 1/4 soda, 1/4 Red Bull. I mean that's enough Jaeger.
That's a heart attack in a plate.
To stop someone. So she goes, yeah, just give it to me, and then just bring it to the handicap bathroom.
What?
I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then I go, and then my girl goes, where are you going? It's like, to the handicap bathroom. And my girls just start laughing. And they're like, why? I said, go. Like, we want you to experience what we've been experiencing for the past 2 days. I was like, okay.
I'm chugging alcohol.
So I'm like, hey, like, got your drink. And then she's like, hey, Vic, can you just stand outside? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, just stand guard, you know? And I'm like, okay.
Either that or
And I'm
cocaine.
just standing outside, whatever. And then literally, like, the door opens and I turn at that exact moment because I'm a bit worried about her, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And I see a dude looking me straight in the face. And I was like,
That's
oh,
what
why,
it is.
hello. And he's like, excuse me. And he just walks away. And I was like, oh. And she's like, fixing herself, saying, you're not going to say anything, right? And I was like, no. And I was like, you wanted me to fly all the way from Bali to
look at
Phuket
you
to see
hook
this?
up with some
Yeah,
other
like
guy.
I would have been very happy just staying there and not
Wow.
dealing with this. Yeah.
That is crazy.
So I mean, there's a few more, but those three are like very memorable. But there's always this cliche, like it's very difficult for people in our industry, especially I would say bar, to have, you know, like serious relationships and like, you know, because the commitment. I'm sure
We've
it's the
seen
same with you,
everything.
your husband. Like, it's a lot of late hours. You know, they're not present,
Absolutely.
etc. And then. Our job is to give 110% to our clients. So it's when we, in our downtime, we don't have, there's no more capacity to give any more time to anybody
Yeah,
else, you
yeah.
know, because we barely have room for ourselves. And then when I see all these, like,
Happening.
at that time I was quite young when all of these things
Yeah,
were
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
I was like, there is no way I'm getting married. Like, people are crazy.
Yeah.
It's just full of crazy people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chai.
Right?
You have no social battery left to.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I mean, if you guys like, I don't want to take this like to a super depressed like moments, but like when I was at my absolute most successful, I had never seen one of my friends' kids' birthdays. So like till they were 5, so they probably didn't even know who I was. And I like these were kids I was there when they were born, like you know, like fully
Yeah.
present in their life, right? I could name friends out of industry, so not like people that I in weddings that I see
What are
all
my
the
kids'
time.
name?
See, I don't know. It's true. I don't. I mean, I've known you for 15 years, maybe longer. I've known your husband for 15 plus years. Like, how many times did you see me before COVID and all of that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right? Like,
that's
I mean,
true.
you can list down all
Yeah.
our friends. You still in touch with everybody that we used to be close to.
Yeah.
I was so part of your lives, and then
Yeah.
I just left, and I only had my best friends were wedding planners, light and sound guys.
That's true.
You know, like you have a wedding family, right? And then it's so difficult to come back to reality, and it's people that are all, you know, from all walks of life or whatever, that, you know, like you just don't have time. You know, like you all you want to do is sleep. And then before you can even get the energy to wake up, you're already replying emails and messages and whatever. And then you're booking your next flight or next car ride and off you go, right? So, yeah, it is harder than it looks. I'm sure our Instagrams make it seem like we're just having the absolute
No,
time
no.
of our life.
Absolutely. Like, it's hard work, man. It's so many hours we give in. And even like with spouses, with family, with friends, like it's so hard to explain to them, like, this is what I do. These are the hours I need to give. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. All right, guys, I am going to have to end part 1 here because honestly, we've heard all the crazy drunk stories. We've heard about uncle smacking asses, 20-year-old kids smacking them back, and we've heard the complaints, and we've heard the good things from this industry. I guarantee you next episode of this part 2, right, is going to be even wilder because they're going to dive in so deep into what really happens behind just serving a drink, and they are going to come clean with how it actually all works. So trust me, you guys are going to want to tune back in for part 2 of this episode next week. This is Amanpreet Kalra, your host on Aman's Unfiltered, and this is the Wedding Edition mini series.